Welcome back to Spotlight. I want to welcome my two special guests, two young brothers, immediate past president of Rotaract, Javon Reimer, and president-elect Selwyn Dawson. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you for having us.
Good, good, good. Well, you're not a stranger.
Yes.
You've been there before. How has it been? How has your tenure as president been?
Well, my tenure was very exciting and it ended on a really strong note, which really set up this year for what it is. We went away to the annual district conference and we came home with about 7 awards. And the district comprises of clubs from within 10 different territories, over 50 clubs. So that's really significant for the BVI.
That's great. 10 different awards.
About 7 different.
7 different awards. And so you got awards in what?
For instance, they award you for the work you do. So it's a point system. So if you reach out environmentally, if you touch base on disease prevention, which are the 3 avenues of service, then you're allocated points for what you do and the impact you're having on the community, because it's a innovative way for a community service organization to motivate others, where you compete and you have a point system and you're rewarded at the end of the day for the hard work you're doing.
So your awards are based on the contribution that you made to your community.
Right.
Oh,
and then there are some things like public image, how many persons you get to attend the conference, a number of things.
Increased membership.
Right.
Those kinds of things.
Yes.
Okay. So what was your main focus? The focus of your presidency. What was that about? What were you trying to accomplish during your year?
One thing I was trying to accomplish during my year was to build our image, ensure that the community knows that we exist and know what we are doing in the community, because oftentimes you hear what young people are not doing right in the community. You never hear the good things that they're doing. Another thing that I wanted to focus on during my year was developing persons coming into the club, because there was a conception that we're an elitist organization and we don't accept certain types of persons. So a lot of the focus was reaching out to those persons who feel they're too shy, they want to develop their public speaking skills, they just want to give back to their community and develop themselves, and that was one of the main focuses for us. And then a major thing that came up during my year was the anti-cyberbullying campaign, which is something that's still ongoing. We're still being called by the schools. Just last month, we were at the Elmo Stout High School, speaking about cyberbullying. So I think that we were successful in that regard.
Okay. So how was your membership? Did you get an opportunity to increase your membership?
Yes,
More
the
people joined?
membership, when I joined the club, I think, when I became president, actually, the membership was at about 30, and right now we're about 40 plus.
Okay. And what about your image? You had any success in fixing your image?
Well, the image wasn't tarnished, but yes, we are out there, we are well known, and so, again, as a result of us putting an image out there, more persons from the community know we're there to be called upon. So, various organizations within the BVI, the Cancer Society, the Family Support Network, they call on us when they need assistance. More young persons call saying, how can I be a part of this? Employers, they send their employees to become a part of Rotaract because they appreciate the need to be involved in much more than just working home.
Okay. Now, your reign, I don't want to say reign, I want to make you a king or anything. But your tenure is expired when?
Well, it has expired as of last year. This year I've served as the immediate past president. So although I was president between 2014-15.
Okay, so who's president now?
Sharona Pickering.
Okay, so you're after her?
Yes,
Right.
I take office July 1st.
Okay. All right. So I was thinking that she would be here then. The past president, president-elect thing had me a little thrown off there, but that's cool. But let me turn to you, Mr. Dawson. You're going to take over from July, and you already have your platform and your goals, objectives, to your vision for what you want to see happen.
For the most part, yes, there is a vision to go forward with. We are still kind of finalizing certain things, but for my tentative, I want to more focus on unity amongst the community, and because as well we work on our presence and our public image, It's more so getting them to understand and accept that we're doing this out of our hearts. We're doing this because we want to give back to the community. So it's like making us feel more accepted in the community while we build our image and look better as a club.
I'm trying to figure. I've been asking people because I'm concerned about whether my perception is right or is just I have personal problems.
Okay.
You know, do you as young people get a sense that there's a lot of negativity in the environment?
From personal experience and witnessing, yes, there is a lot of negativity in the environment. It weighs both ways on us, the young people, and the people that are given such a stigma towards us. They're not giving us that chance to actually show that we are young people coming up. We are building ourselves up, help us, guide us, and so sometimes we young people have to take our own initiative and make that image for ourselves. So instead of relying on the community or the environment, we put that image out forward. So
okay, and I think that perspective is great. That that angle that you took it from is great. I'm thinking though of the general community that nothing seems to be going right. The government's not functioning, things not getting done, the schools are bad, the roads are bad, the water is bad, the economy is bad, the country is bad, the young people are bad. Is it just me?
Well, I think it is because, like the first thing you said, the government is bad, and I think the focus of the community is that government's responsibility is to somewhat pamper the country. And so if government isn't doing the bare necessities for persons, then government is not functioning. When you, as an individual in the community, have a role to play. And I think that's really the root of the problem. We don't appreciate that we have a role to play in advancing the BVI. And so, for instance, Rotaract, we clean up where we need to clean up. Just the other weekend, Rotary clubs were cleaning up the Sir Orville George's Plaza. And that's something many persons within the community would say, well, hey, that's not my plaza, that's government's responsibility to clean up. And so they put it aside, and if it's not being cleaned up, then government isn't trying to beautify Rotown, when really you as an individual have a role to play in beautifying Rotown within the schools. You take your students, your children to school, and you feel, okay, it's all up to the teachers and the principal to ensure that I have a good child. You dismiss the responsibility of actually rearing the child and teaching them basic things. And so when your child comes out bad, you say it's the school's fault, when you really are the one neglecting your child, and you taking a back seat just because there's a school system in place, and you feel as if the school is responsible for every single thing as it relates to your child.
So as adults, we are not taking, as citizens, let me say, not just adults, but as citizens, young and old, we are not taking the responsibility for our communities as we should, and we are looking for a government to do everything that needs to be done. So we don't own. What I'm hearing you saying is that we're not owning our country.
Right.
We're not owning our community.
Right.
Okay. But it seems to me that Rotaractors have. Well, you're bringing a different perspective. You're saying that that's what needs to be done. Is that something that you get at home? Or is that something that you get as a member of Rotaract?
Well, it's a combination of both. Like I said earlier, you attract a wide variety of members, and so for me, it's something that came to me almost naturally. And then when you have persons like me within the club who are understanding and appreciative of that, then you are able to go forward and help others to see the light, so to speak. And so, it's a combination of home, and even if you come to Rotaract without that, I think that over time you will develop certain types of skills and mindsets, because we had a few instances where persons joined the club not having any idea what we're about, and then over months they develop and they understand, and they become very appreciative of the need to contribute to the advancement of communities.
Okay. Now, Mr. Dawson, you have training. You work your way up. How do you get to be president-elect? You work your way up through the ranks. You get training. You go away to conferences. How does Rotary provide for young people to advance within the club?
it comes on both levels. The Rotary Club or the Rotary International per se, they provide avenues where you would get the training, get the understanding of the Rotary way and Rotaract lifestyle and stuff like that. And it comes as a natural way you want to give back, so you take in that leadership role or you being a part. So for me, I actually did come up the ladder. My first year, I took the position of secretary. Then this current year, I'm the director for community service. And now come July 1st, I will be president. And it's a step and it's a growth process that I took. And a lot of other members actually do take that process. They learn, like they start from lower positions, being a regular member, and then they take leadership positions like directors or treasurer or sarge or stuff like that. So you go to the trainings like at district conference. This year it's in Cayman. And you learn the different elements and avenues of service that the Rotary and Rotaract provide to the different communities, and that helps you to grow as a leader or as a person in the community.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I think about often, being a person who is in the community and outdoors a lot, is that the young people that really need Rotaract and other such organizations, Rotaract, MALE, MALE, and other such organizations, youth organizations, youth fellowships in the churches and so on. I find that the young people that are in those organizations are young people that are already doing well. And that we are not capturing those young persons who, for the lack of a better phrase, falling through the cracks or not having the opportunities, whether it's because of generations of poverty, single parent problems, generations of uneducation, miseducation, and they're not getting those opportunities. Is Rotaract preparing or in any way looking at their service to the community from that perspective of bringing in more of those persons who perhaps will present a greater challenge to help them to advance socially, mentally, spiritually?
Well, firstly, one of the issues with that is you have to want it. I always say you have to want it, and it's very challenging to reach out to someone who has no interest at all in, a service organization. It's even more challenging when they realize, they have to commit so much time to the community and not be paid for it. However, as Rotaract, and, we use avenues like these, Spotlight, ZBVI, to ensure that everyone knows and understands how Rotaract functions, and they understand that we are open to anyone. We are open to, it doesn't matter your background. We are open and we welcome you, and we will help to mold you. At our events, we usually emphasize that, Rotaract is not only about community service, it's about having fun. So if you think that, it's all work, it's not, there's some element of play, you have the opportunity to develop yourself personally and professionally. And, it is these messages that we try to bring out to the community so that they understand that, you don't need to be of a certain background to become involved in Rotaract.
Okay, because I'm thinking that may be a source of your perception problem. Look at you guys. You guys are, well-groomed, well-dressed, well-spoken, well-mannered, and so you sort of look like brothers who are going someplace. You know what I'm saying? So when an average young person, perhaps, and this is what I'm thinking, I might be totally wrong, but you'll know better. When a young person looks at you, who is from perhaps a situation where there's a lack of encouragement, they don't think of a service to the community. They are thinking of survival. They thinking about how I'm going to get some fried chicken and chips today because I'm hungry. or how I'm going to get a juice, how I'm going to get some sneakers to wear to school, you know. And so, how do you? I mean, yes, you know, I'm hearing you say you have to want that, but I'm thinking, how can we teach youngsters to want that, and how can you reach out to those youngsters who are in communities, in various parts of the community that are not thinking in that direction, or don't see themselves as having the opportunity to be a part of the Rotaract?
Well, while Rotaract is a young people organization, we actually, part of our growth in membership is we go to outreach. We do outreach, like we reach out to our friends or strangers, depends on the situation at the time. We go to you and we invite you to the club, and then that brings the opportunity where you can grow. At the same time, there are some members in the club who are active in the community even outside of Rotaract. Like they're still good with the high school that they went to, so they actually being that peer leader to a young person who's troubled or who's being discouraged or something like that. So while we, the Rotaract, are given that image, members on their own are still doing that part to actually reach out to children who are, or young people who are actually going through that process that probably won't want to join Rotaract, but still need that encouragement. So it's a win-win situation on Rotaract.
Okay, so there's an outreach program to bring as many persons from various backgrounds,
Yes.
Various social rungs of the ladder, rungs of the social ladder into Rotary, and not just the rich kids. I mean, excuse that phrase, you know, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, I mean, that when we started out talking, that's the image you're talking about, trying to correct, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So I'm not wrong. So now you're having Rotaract Week,
Yes.
right? You're having Rotaract Week, and your theme is Rota what, Rota who. Yeah, more or less. I got it right.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
So it's like, what is Rotaract and who are the Rotaractors?
Right.
That's basically what that means. Okay. And so that gives me the feeling that you still have a sense that you're not as known as you want to be.
Right. Well, somewhat. We're trying to, again, make it clear to everyone that it's a full package. You give to the community, you develop yourselves, you build a network of friends, you have opportunity to travel, and so again, a lot of the focus for the weekend for our activities still surround ensuring that people understand who we are and what we do.
Okay. So what are the activities that you engage in? You're going on various programs, and so you're doing publicity.
Right.
What are some of the other things that you're doing?
Well, I'll just start from beginning, because although the week started on the 7th, on Sunday, which was really uplifting for me, we were at the Adina Donovan home and we sang to them. They requested songs, and you know, we kicked off the week with the residents at the Adina Donovan home. Throughout the week, we'll be hosting Rotary meetings. Between Tuesday and Friday, we were on morning devotion on ZBVI, or we will be on morning devotion. On Friday is one of the most major events for the week, which is Cocktails and Conversations. Again, the opportunity for persons in the community to come out.
Friday?
This Friday.
This Friday coming.
At 5:30 at
Friday the 11th.
Yes.
5:30 at Myatt's.
Chill Zone on the
At Pear Park. Okay.
And it's really a time, again, for you to be in a relaxed environment, have conversations without understanding.
So everybody's invited.
Yes.
Everybody listening
Everyone.
to watching us is invited.
Yes.
Okay.
5:30.
5:30 at the Pear Park, Myatt's
Chill Zone.
Chill Zone. Okay.
And then on Saturday.
Well, in addition to what's already said in the week, tomorrow we will, because on Saturday, past Saturday, we did a joint event, a joint service project with the Virgin Gorda Rotaract Club. It was a food drive to fill the pantry at FSN, and tomorrow we will do the donation for FSN's pantry. On Saturday, it's a service scavenger hunt where it's a collaboration of many service projects that we either have done in the past before, we are now doing for the first time for the year. And it's more so in the elements or guidelines of how the Amazing Race goes, where you go to different destinations in the town area. That's the area that we selected this year, and you complete different service projects as the obstacle to advance to the next clue and stuff like that. So, and then Sunday we end off the week where we go to church. We are going to King Arthur Bay Baptist Church this year, and then that's how we close off the Rotaract week.
Okay. How old you have to be to become a Rotaractor?
Ages 18 to 30. That is the Rotaract age.
Okay. So you're the young persons club. You're not the Interact or
There's
the
two
teenagers.
younger Rotary arms beneath us. There's the Interact Club, which is basically high school age. I think 12 to 18. And then there's the Early Act, which is primary school level.
Okay.
So, and then of
and
course
then the Rotaract,
above us is Rotary.
and that's the older, the adult, the young adult group. Okay. And persons wanting to join, how do you do that? Person wanting to become a member of the Rotaract.
You can reach out to any one of the members in the club. We have a Facebook page. It's Tortola Rotaract Club. We have our email account, which is rotaract.club.tortola@gmail.com. You can email one of us. You can basically see us in ads and stuff. All of our information is always posted on everything that we promote public relations wise. So once you see us, you can easily reach any one of us that rocks a pin like this or badges or stuff like that. So if you see Rotaract, wearing it, you can reach out to us.
Okay.
And we meet on every first, third, and fifth Friday at the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports. So if you're interested, you could just show up to one of our meetings, and we'll let you know where to go from there.
Okay. So that's the first,
Third,
third,
and fifth were applicable Friday.
And if applicable, fifth Fridays.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not always Fridays.
Yeah, right. The first,
Third.
and third Friday, and if
And if
there's
there's a fifth, we meet on the fifth Friday.
And the meeting starts at
5:30
at
p.m.
5:30, and it's in the Youth Affairs and Sports building. That's a ward building,
Yes.
just beyond the roundabout there.
Yes, the conference room.
The conference room there. Okay, and of course you got a Facebook page, so they could just type in Rotaract
Tortola, and then it'll pop
Tortola,
up.
and it'll pop up, and they could send you a message
Yes.
and say I want to come by and get whatever information. You got somebody responding, and they get whatever information they want. Anything that I forgot to ask you guys that you want to talk about?
I think you covered everything.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But I think it's important that persons know that you exist, young persons such as yourself know that you exist, and to join organizations such as Rotaract and other organizations that their purpose is to develop youth development. And I think by looking at you brothers, I think you're doing a good modeling job, role modeling job for other young people to say, well, listen, Rotaract look like a club that I could become a member of and grow. You can certainly grow as a Rotaractor. It's great that they've had you on Spotlight, and don't say it's long. You guys, if you're gonna build your image, you ain't gotta come back more often. You can't just come once a year. You know what I'm saying? You got this public relation thing is a saturation thing. You gotta keep all the time. Rotaractors are not elite. Rotaractors are not elite. you gotta keep saying it over and over and over again.
Right.
And you gotta hold up some children who are not elite. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's good to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. We're going to take a break for word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to come back with Dr. Cindy George of Samosh Counseling. And we're going to be talking about a transition from Rotaract to the elderly. And what that means and how you make that transition, how you navigate becoming an elderly person. I'm in that transition right now. So I got a lot of stuff to learn from Dr. Cindy George. You keep it locked right here to Spotlight. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by Tortola Concrete Limited, the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, and CCT Global Communications.